This is Atlanta's new underground station.
How you doing? This is Wood Harris.
Hi, this is Jasmine Guy.
What's going on in Atlanta? This is Clifton Powell.
Hey guys, it's Niecy Nash from TV Land's The Stone Man.
This is Cat Williams.
Check this out. This is your boy RL from NEXT.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Linnell.
What's up, ATL? It's your girl Ken of Atlantic Records.
Hi, I'm Taraji P. Henson.
WBS 87 Atlanta, WAEN FM Atlanta, WBHH, and on iHeartRadio, the home of the Beat Break Morning Show with Sean Garvey, DJ Rollum, and the Wake Up Ladies. Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives. Streaming online at BeatBreakRadioFM.com. Download the TuneIn app to hear Beat Break 87 FM on your mobile device and listen to the Beat Break Morning Show. Weekday mornings only on Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
What's up, ATL? Make sure that you check out the D Here Radio Show on Beat Break 87 and BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
We specialize in creating mobile apps for the entertainment industry. Go to bvmobileapps.com, click Get Started Now, create your account, choose your package, upload your content, and click Submit. BV Mobile Apps. Make it easy. Make it mobile.
Listen to Beat Break 87 FM on the go. Download the Beat Break 87 FM app from the app marketplace, including Amazon, Google Play, and the App Store. View photos, videos, and Beat Break 87 shows on your mobile device. Download the Beat Break 87 FM app now for free.
He has performed on stage in front of thousands of poetry lovers. He has sold out shows and rocked the crowd with the best poets in the industry. Welcome to the stage, spoken word artist, Patrick Duncan, better known as the Preacher Man.
I am Benjamin P. Montgomery. I invented a boat propeller. I am the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela.
Critically acclaimed spoken word artist, poet, writer, and the creator of Black on Purpose poetry TV series Wordplay. Patrick the Preacher Man Duncan is coming to a venue near you.
Why is the only time we can come together as a nation? It's when there are acts of insanity, chaos, or devastation.
Stay tuned to Beat Break 87 FM for updates on Patrick Duncan's upcoming arrival to your city. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan to order his latest album, What's Going On. Available online, including CD Baby and iTunes.
I want this high to have no affiliation to a political party. I want this high to be spiritual.
For more info, go to BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
I Am Beautiful proudly presents its 13th annual Pink Pajama Jam. This mother-daughter mentor retreat is designed to transform young girls ages 8 to 18 years old into becoming productive people. The retreat will also help mothers, guardians, and daughters build better relationships with each other through a series of fun activities and discussions, such as the dangers of bullying, the power of social media, and setting future goals. Membership is not required to participate, and spaces are limited. The 13th annual Pink Pajama Jam will begin on Saturday, January 13th through Sunday, January 14th, 2018. Participants are encouraged to check in at 1 p.m. The location for the Pink Pajama Jam will take place at Lake Lanier Island Legacy Lounge. The address is 7000 Lanier Islands Parkway, Buford, Georgia, 30518. For more registration details, call 404-545-9051 or visit the website iambeautiful.org. We're always taking it to the streets on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Wake up weekday mornings to the Beat Break Morning Show and nod your head in bed to the 360 Mix Show. Weeknights on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
DJ 360.
What's up? This your boy, your local neighborhood DJ, DJ 360 in the place, representing that 360 Entertainment. We're back in full effect with interview number 5, which will be part of what will become the highly anticipated documentary called Hip Hop 360, the birth, growth, controversy, life, and future of America's most misunderstood culture. That's right, the culture we all call hip hop. And today I have the honor to sit down and speak with the genius on the mic, a genius in the studio and in life. With one of the biggest hit songs in the latter part of the 1990s, my guest has gone on to collaborate with some of the biggest names in the industry. After this music break, we gonna get it in. Check it out. 360.
Come on.
Yeah. Trey Lee, by storm. Ain't no mystery. RNF to death. Reapers, one step beyond.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
And everywhere that my crew goes, and everywhere that my crew knows, and every show that my crew blows, you know we get down. Hey, this is how we get down with no question. Trees in the VIP section, big sun sipping on French connections, dashing, decked in the latest fashions, flashing, spending tax-free cash, 10 G's stash, some leaving the club scene smashed. Ass in abundance, run with a sit tight, click with mics, get in your shit like, so better make sure you're tight. When I bomb, worldwide like .com, yo the rock swarms, get up in the act like Dawn, strong arm in the place, set alarm and race. Got a fifth and it's all it takes for me to flip, won't slip. Try to fun on to get your front chip when the chick's home and plus down.
On the line right now, we got somebody who is not new to the game. His name has been all over the world. Hit maker. We sit down with Tracey Lee, y'all. Yo, Tracey, what's happening, man?
What's good, 360, man? How you feeling, brother? Everything is good over here, man.
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. It's an honor to sit down and talk to you, man. How's life been treating you these days? What's going on?
Oh man, life is great, man. Couldn't be better, man. God couldn't have, paved a better road, man. And just, we doing our own thing. We started our own company. Me and my wife, Left Entertainment. Also working on a new album. Also, practicing law. If people out there don't know that I am a lawyer now. Wow. So things. Good, man. Things are good.
Wow, that's good, man. As a matter of fact, not even a couple hours ago, not long ago today, I was upstairs watching the Howard versus Morehouse football game. They getting it in, one of the classics down there. And, it's not you're a Howard graduate, you know what I'm saying? A hip hop artist who actually finished college, man. Give us some understanding of how you were able to not only balance, entertainment and the need for completing your academics and being something, and, having a plan B and C or whatever you did, man. Talk to us how that was possible.
Well, I mean, we got to go back to the roots, man. I give all the credit to my mother, you know what I'm saying? She always instilled within me the value of education, you know what I mean? She drove that, inside or in me from the time I was a child. And I remember her telling me when I was younger. She also, stated that, she kind of, I guess, doctored it up by saying that college would be the best time of your life, too. So, and I didn't understand what she meant by that until I got there. And really, college was a time that you went from a boy to a man. You know what I'm saying? So, I grew up, in those 4 years of being in D.C. from 88 to 92. And then at the same time, just understanding what my gifts and talents are, which was being an MC. I grew up off the culture, you know what I mean? I fell in love with it for the first time I heard it. When I heard Rapper's Delight, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't looked back since. So, it was really, those things that were a part of my foundation, and I just, integrated them the best way that I could, you know what I mean?
Right. Now, being that you finished college before you had your career and really took off with the music, did you feel a sense? A lot of artists, even MCs, they kind of hide the fact that they have a well-rounded background, or they've been to school, they finished college, but they want to get out in the videos and be this, or get on their records and be something that they're really not. Did you have any struggles with that? Getting in, but your music wasn't listening to your music, it wasn't violent, it wasn't negative. The theme, party time, is something fun. So,
right.
Did you feel like at any point that you had to kind of, I won't say dumb yourself down, but make yourself to where you had some type of street credibility to appeal to the masses, even knowing that you had.
Man,
knowing that you had, go ahead.
No. I was going to let you finish your question, but as soon as you started asking the question, it's funny, and I'm thinking in my mind, it's funny that you asked that question, because there was one particular time that I remember I had a radio interview in Philly. And so my mother happened to be listening to it. So, we're talking about the records and all that stuff. And then, they asked me, about my education and all that. And I probably said one of the dumbest things I could have said in my life. And my mom checked me on it. She said, they asked me, how was your experience in college and all that? And I said something stupid like, I graduated and all that, but college ain't for everybody. And I'm like, at that particular, and so that goes to the question that you're asking. It's trying to balance that whole, like, the stigma, because as far as I knew at that particular time, until I realized that Chuck D had did it before me, that I was probably the only cat that had graduated from college that was on the scene like that. So, I'm trying to, balance it out, or making sure that my audience doesn't get it, twisted or misconstrued, which was totally the wrong way. That was the perfect platform to set the stage for cats like myself and people that, that think that there's a stigma behind being an MC and this tough guy thing and all that other stuff, that you can't be educated. Right. So my mom, as soon as that interview was over, I got a call from her, and she immediately checked me. She said, don't ever get in front of a national audience talking about college ain't for everybody. Like, that's the wrong message then. And she was absolutely right. Absolutely right. So, from that day forward, I always step to the forefront and let people know about my education. So, really for younger cats to understand that there's nothing wrong with, being, especially a black man in America, being an educated black man in America. That's the most powerful thing that you can be. Right. You know what I'm saying? And intertwine that with your musical skills or lyrical skills or what have you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
And I'm down here in Atlanta, man. I teach 5th grade elementary school in Atlanta, man, full time. And it's like, what you're saying is exactly what I try to get across to them every day. Like, because they have in the neighborhoods, not only just in Atlanta, but in Philadelphia, New York, California, there's this tough guy image that some of these kids even try to portray because of what they see on TV. And I think that I give props to you for now having that ability to look back at yourself and self-reflect and say, you know what, that was stupid, but let me go ahead and realize what my position is and give back and do what I got to do now from this day forward, so that I don't feel like I made that mistake again. So, man, big ups to you on that one, man. So just before we get away from the education part of it, let everybody know what you have, because you also went to Southern and you're a practicing lawyer. So talk to us about your experience maybe at Howard and then over at Southern, and what degrees you've attained from these institutions.
Okay. Well, Howard University, I must say, the finest institution in the land. I know I might get a little flack from the people in the SWAC and even some people in the MEAC, but
I'm a Morris Brown grad. I'm a Morris Brown graduate, man.
Hey, hey, man, we all HBCUs, so it's all good, baby. Right. Howard was again, my mother was right. Again, man, the greatest experience in my life. I majored in communications, radio, TV, and film to be exact, and I minored in political science. But not understanding that political science would take a role later down the line as I pursued my law degree. And the reason why I went to Southern University to get my JD, my Juris Doctorate, was because of my experience in the business. Going through the rigmarole of the music business and not fully understanding what the music business is all about. And I'll get more elaborate into it as we talk. But long story short, for the time being, that just helped me to realize that I need to learn this stuff for myself, not only for myself, but for people that are coming behind me. So I decided, after I was dropped from Universal, to go ahead, and I had the revelation to say, hey, man, let me go and pursue my my Juris Doctorate and get my law degree and become a lawyer. And again to put myself in a position to help others. So I went to Southern University in the year of 2003, graduated 2006, and passed the bar in 2007.
Wow.
So I'm officially a licensed attorney. So
wow.
yeah, and by the way, I went to Howard 88 to 92. I got my degree in 92.
Wow. You know how when you're a kid and you see these movies and say you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you actually became a lawyer. So that's good, man. That's great. And to all the listeners out there, you can be something other than an athlete or a rapper. Not to say that those are not good professions, but you do have to have other. And I was talking to MCJB from JJ Fad this week. We did an interview, and she talked about the same thing. She's actually in the healthcare profession. So after rap, she was able to go on and pursue what her love was before the music industry. So there's a lot of things that so that's great. Now, if we rewind and go back, Philadelphia, early 80s, late 70s, whatever the case was, I know that there were some influences up there, that kind of, and even from being in the tri-state New York area, the influences that may have gotten up to your ears and inspired you to do this MC thing. So if you can kind of talk about some of those, and I hope that one of your inspirations is one of the ones I'm thinking about. I'm not going to say it yet, but let me just see if you say this one that I'm thinking about from Philadelphia from back in the days.
All right, let's see. Okay, so again, I'm probably cut from even from the cast that they call OGs. I'm probably their OG. Basically, I got into the game a little older. When I signed my deal, I was already 27 years old. I'd already graduated. A lot of them cats that they started when they were teenagers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, my early influences, again, Rapper's Delight. The record was the trigger. But I would say what made me want to officially, it was two things. It was a record by Tila Rock called Issues that came out in around 83 that made me say, I want to rhyme. Like, I want to be an MC, because I had never heard anybody. And let me back it up. Before Tila Rock, there was Melly Mel.
Right.
Melly Mel I first heard him in 82, and he was the first person to really, it wasn't about the hip-hop, the hippie. He was telling you what was going on out there in the world, and he put it together so articulately, it was crazy. But then Tila Rock came right after that, and the beat that he used and just, commentating, illustrate, he started using those
adjective
words
expert.
That was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm a vocabulary buff, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. I love words, man. Like, even today, I hear a new word, and I'm like, yo, what does that mean? I look it up and all that. So, right after him, there was LL, who kind of took it to another level, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, Melly Mel and LL were my earliest influences, but in Philadelphia, I wasn't able to hear these records without Lady B. And see, Lady B, that a lot of people don't understand and know that she was really the first female MC to come out with a record. This was even before, what's the group that was on Sugar Hill? Ding, ding, dong, ding, ding. It was before that record.
The Sequence.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
even before. Exactly. So, and we're talking about 79, and she had a radio show on the AM dial called WHAT. Used to come on Sundays, 12 to 4, or something like that. But you can only catch hip hop for a couple of hours back then. And again, it was on the AM station. So she was, out there first and foremost as far as representing her and this cat named Perry P. But Philadelphia scene, man, it was complete with cats like Schoolie D, who was personified the first gangster rapper. Right. You know what I'm saying? Even before you're hearing NWA and all that kind of stuff. Right. Jeff and Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince used to come DJ at our school parties. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, in the mid '80s. So Jeff on the wheels was crazy, and Will. Jeff on the wheels was crazy, and Will Smith, Fresh Prince. People don't understand. Don't get caught up in the movies and all that. Yeah. Dude is nice.
He's
you know
nice.
what I'm saying? Dude, you know what I'm saying? He can freestyle. He's a complete MC. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's
so,
who I was. And that's
but
who I was.
I would say and then there was the Rakim. Like then Rakim came on the scene in like 86, and he completely changed the game. Like he made it so that you could be like this cool. You didn't have to yell. Because he was the anti-LL. LL was the the hype dude all over the place, and then Rock came with the voice smoothed out. Was like, look, this is what it is. Yeah. This is what I'm telling you. So he took it to another dimension, and then it was Chuck D. So I had a couple of influences during the phases of the game, but I would say my most prominent had to start with Melly Mel, LL, Rakim, Chuck D. Those are like my 4 top influences in this game.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
And each one of those MCs is like one of those articulate, mature, you got to listen to what they're saying and learn something type cats. LL might have been the one that had more of a, he was able to go to the party edge, but he still had vocabulary where you had, like the first album was like, a couple of those songs was like, whoa, what did he just say? Chuck D, of course, he's deep. You know what I'm saying? And Rakim and Tila Rock, like, so I can see what type of MC that you were patterning yourself after. So that's what's up, man. And to hear that top 5 is crazy. That's a hell of a top 5.
Yeah, those guys, man, like I said, they still influence me to this day. I still have to go back to those records and listen to them and be like, yo, they made this back in the early 80s? This is crazy.
Yeah, it was
beyond
their time, man. So if we're in the 80s, if we're in 87 and we fast forward to 10 years, 8, 9, 10 years to 85, 95, 96, 97, here we go with, and I'm going to say this, man, when I was, let me see, I'm 34 now, so I'll say where I'm 16, 17, there was, when Many Faces came out, I had the CD, had the cassette, and I prided myself at the time for my music collection because I had tapes and CDs of like everything. I didn't have too much vinyl, but they had those the 12-inch. They looked about the size of a record, but they were just like the pictures of the album cover that the record stores would have. And I had the Many Faces that I put on my wall with all the other stuff, man. And the cover was just like, dang, this is crazy. Like the cover of the album. So the theme, popular song, very hype. It gets the party started, and me, when I DJ to this day, I got to put that song on, and it has the same effect as it did back in '97. So describe that time and the influence, and being that you were one of the older cats, like you said, you were 27. How did that happen? Like, how did the whole situation come around to where you were able to put out a project, very popular single, and move on to the latter part of the '90s?
Well, actually, it came from my Howard connections, man. I was fortunate enough to go to school with a lot of cats that are still very prominent in the business, like Sean Puff Daddy Combs and Mark Pitts, or D. Angeletti. Mark Pitts, who actually is the cat that signed me to Buy Storm. He worked under Puff after they both left. So I went to school with these guys, and so they, D-Dot was really the biggest influence. D-Dot, he was a part of a group called Two Kings in the Cypher. And while I was in school, they had already had a deal. And, me and him kind of vibed because we were both MCs and we were actually, considered, quote unquote, like the nicest MCs on the campus. You know what I'm saying? D-Dot probably more so than I was because I was a little bit more, obscure, so to speak. I kind of played the back. I didn't really let a whole lot of cats know that that's what I did. But he was already out there, but he knew that I had skills. So, after, he, did his thing or what have you, and Mark had got his situation after he had worked under Puff and was managing Big and all that. He got a situation under Universal. So D-Dot had always looked out for me back then. So he told Mark, was like, yo, man, it's this cat, used to go to Howard named Trey. He's like, yeah, I know Trey. Me and Trey came in at the same time. So he was like, yo, I got some music. You need to hear it. So, we played him the music, and from what I understand, he was very impressed. As a matter of fact, Mark was so impressed, he played it for Big. And Big told him straight up, like, yo, this dude is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, Mark gave me a shot. Signed my deal in April of '96. And the funny thing is, I signed my deal in April of '96, and the record, the theme, actually popped. Started the bubble by October, and everything went so fast. By October of '96, they were playing it in the tri-state area. Yeah. And then it all of a sudden, they released it nationally the first quarter, like January '97. So you talking about less than a year, I went from, where I was in D.C. at that particular time, which was working in the grocery store, to now doing tours all over the country off of a record that is charting on Billboard's Top 100 and, stayed up there for like 37 weeks. So my life really did a 180 in a matter of months. Wow. So it was no time, no time to, prepare for none of this, which was, a gift and a curse at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Right. So because the record popped off so hot, that it kind of, put Universal in a position where they felt like they had to rush an album out there in order to capitalize on the sales. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, we really didn't have time, but luckily I had, records in the stash that I had already been working on, and I, I kind of developed the concept beforehand. But, we really didn't have time to market, set up, none of that. You know what I'm saying? It just really it was like lightning in a bottle. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, so that's essentially what happened, man. And like I said, in less than a year, I was a household name, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
And by the way, the theme, just to expand on that, that was, it was produced by D-Dot and Ron Lawrence, Amin Ra, who was also his partner in Two Kings and a Cypher. They had a production team called the Mystery System. So, and they did a lot of records, from the Benjamins to, whatever. But, they came with the concept of the hook. I had thought about the sample myself, like the sample came from, at least the Pieces of a Dream sample came from myself because that had the Philly influence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly. So, I had been thinking about using that record for a minute. So it was just magic when we put it together, and that was it, man.
Yeah, and you can tell that there's some time and effort and thought put into the song because it still resonates in 2013, and I know it's going to be around for the future, man. So, man.
What's bugged out 360? I don't mean to cut you off, man, but I was just telling my man, like, yo, they play that record still like it just came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm bugging.
Yeah.
Like that was almost 20 years ago. So that's truly a blessing, man.
Yeah.
Truly a blessing.
Yeah, and I asked a friend of mine if you can purposely create a classic or does it just happen? You know what I'm saying? And some people have different views on that. Like you go in and you say, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to create a classic. Some people just say, you know what, I'm going to go in there and whatever happens, and it happens to be a classic. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think from my perspective, it seems like the team that y'all had and the whole energy around it was purposely done to where that song could stand 20 years later. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I tell you what, that's what it looks like from the outside looking in, but from the inside, if somebody would have told me that they would still be playing this record almost 20 years later, I would have said you're crazy.
Yeah.
But again, man, I thank y'all for continuing to support it and play it, and yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you Big heard the song and said, he gave his stamp of approval. And we also know that you had a collab with Big. And not many people can say that they have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Keep Your Hands High with Big. You know what I'm saying? Describe how, I guess the story probably wouldn't be that complicated to understand how that collaboration worked if you knew D-Dot and Puff and all those guys. And that just happened. Is that how that worked with the collaboration with Big?
Well, yeah. Well, actually, because Mark Pitts was managing them, and he was the head of the label. He had already told me, like, when I signed, even right before I signed, he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna make this record happen when you and Big." And I was like, I'm thinking, yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like because of what you just said, because of the natural connection. But, I got a little worried because he had told me this in April, and okay, so now we got the record, the theme is popping a little bit, and still, me and Big hadn't jumped in the studio, so I'm getting kind of, worried, like, wait a minute, you told me this months ago, how come it ain't happened, just yet? That's just me being anxious, you know what I'm saying? So, but it finally, popped off in January of January of 1997. We got in the studio, and before I even got, actually we did it in Premiere Studio, D&D Studios. So Big was there before I got there. You know what I mean? He had already, got his spot in the I already had his hand rock, already had his place in the studio, already rolled up something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's sitting in there with the feet. You know what I mean? And actually, you know what? Jay-Z was in the same joint. Jay was there too. Jay came, I guess to support Big or what have you. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time that I had met Jay, but he didn't stay too long. I shook his hand and he was out. And so me and Big, was in there for about 8 hours. But it wasn't 8 hours of writing. At least I didn't think it was, you know what I'm saying, because we were joking, laughing, you know, talking. But every so often while we were in conversation, you know, he would kind of black out, you know what I'm saying, and kind of, you see him in the corner rolling his body up, like rolling his body to the beat, you know what I mean?
Right,
then he'll come back to the conversation. Then he'll black out, roll his body again, you know, to the beat. Then 8 hours later, he's like, all right, Trey, I'm ready. I said, ready for what? Now, mind you, he didn't have a pen pad, nothing. I said, I'm ready to go in the booth. I said, well, where's your pen and your pad? Because at this particular time, you know, I was writing my rhymes down. And, you know, sidebar, side note, I don't write my rhymes down anymore. I just wrote my first rhyme in years, but generally I don't write my rhymes down. And part of that is because of how I saw Big operate in the studio that day. But he was like, you know, I don't write them down because it confuses me, like with my rhyme patterns, and I didn't understand what he was talking about. But then when he spit the bars, I was like, yo, what? He spit the most incredible bars at that particular time that I had heard in my life, probably to this day. You know, just for the simple fact he hadn't written down not one word, and I understand why now, because Big was the master of saying more with less. You know what I mean? Right. He knew how to bend his syllables around the beat and in pockets that in the pocket, like more so than anybody I've ever. And I've heard a lot of MCs, but nobody uses syllables and words like Big does. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's because he's adopted the whole concept of keep it simple, stupid. And I learned that in law school. And that's the other part of the reason why I don't really write stuff down anymore, because I had to learn so many cases in law school that writing a rhyme is very simple now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, so big up to Big, man. I mean, his technique was ill, son.
Yeah,
ill.
I believe it. Just to be a fly on the wall in those sessions, man, and just back in the days, man. We only have a couple minutes left, but I want to kind of touch on the pro bono song, man, and how important it is. You know, it's buzzing on the internet, on YouTube, all over the place right now. Describe that, I mean, or let the listeners know what's going on with pro bono and the purpose for that song, which I can go on for days about how I feel the purpose is. But let's hear from Tracey Lee himself what's behind pro bono. And for all those that don't know, you can go on YouTube and check the video out. Takes you back in the days. The beat is crazy. So yeah, talk about pro bono, man.
Oh man, pro bono. I mean, another influence that I forgot to mention, Big Daddy Kane. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kane is the direct influence of that record, and basically, it's really getting you back to beats and rhymes. I mean, as simple as that. And I'm not just talking about, you know, like the synthesized beats or whatever. I'm talking about straight breaks, loops, you know, hard drums. You know what I mean? And straight bars. Nothing more, nothing less. You know, getting back to, you know, the essence of what hip hop is. And I understand about expanding in hip hop and having hip hop, you know, be this global conglomerate now and all that other stuff. But, you know, I think with that and with, you know, inside of, you know, the $1 billion industry, we've lost the ethics and the essence of what the culture is all about. So that's what that record is about, man. You know, Pro Bono is available on iTunes right now. It's available on Amazon, Google Play, you know, any type of, you know, I guess, internet store that you can find is out there. Like you said, it's on YouTube, but that was the whole essence of that record, man. And shout out to Big Daddy Kane for giving me the influence to do that kind of record and get back into those flows and get back into those bars and things like that.
Right. Wow. That's great, man. And I encourage everybody to go out there and check it out. Go to iTunes, all the other places that the Mr. Tracey Lee has directed you to for that song. As a matter of fact, we're going to go into the song Keep Your Hands High and Pro Bono at this particular time. And when we come back, we're going to end it off and we're going to give a special shout out, or if any last words that you have. But right about now, check it out. We got two songs on this music break. We got Keep Your Hands High, Tracey Lee featuring Biggie, and also Pro Bono. Check it out.
Fuck that, I preach it. My nine reaches, the prestigious. Can't speak this. Willie shit, flooded pieces. My hand releases, snatches, smack your cabbage. Half-ass rappers shouldn't have it, so I grab it. Never run. The outcome is usually a beat down brutally. Fuck who you be or where you're from. West or East Coast, squeeze toast, leave most in the blood they laying in. Axe traying them.
Oh shit, I suppose it's time to go stitch. Flip a line and get the
Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Hi, this is Clifford English, your host and producer of The Gospel Train. Join me every Sunday right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. You will be encouraged, you will be equipped, you will be educated, you will be entertained, all while hearing the best in gospel music. Don't miss your connection with The Gospel Train right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
We specialize in creating mobile apps for the entertainment industry. Go to bvmobileapps.com, click Get Started Now, create your account, choose your package, upload your content, and click Submit. BV Mobile Apps. Make it easy. Make it mobile.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
He has performed on stage in front of thousands of poetry lovers. He has sold out shows and rocked the crowd with the best poets in the industry. Welcome to the stage, spoken word artist, Patrick Duncan, better known as the Preacher Man.
I am Benjamin P. Montgomery. I invented a boat propeller. I am the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela.
Critically acclaimed spoken word artist, poet, writer, and the creator of Black on Purpose poetry TV series Wordplay. Patrick the Preacher Man Duncan is coming to a venue near you.
Why is the only time we can come together as a nation is when there are acts of insanity, chaos, or devastation.
Stay tuned to Beat Break 87 FM for updates on Patrick Duncan's upcoming arrival to your city. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan to order his latest album, What's Going On. Available online, including CD Baby and iTunes.
I want this high to have no affiliation to a political party. I want this high to be spiritual.
For more info, go to BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
I Am Beautiful proudly presents its 13th annual Pink Pajama Jam. This mother-daughter mentor retreat is designed to transform young girls ages 8 to 18 years old into becoming productive people. The retreat will also help mothers, guardians, and daughters build better relationships with each other through a series of fun activities and discussions, such as the dangers of bullying, the power of social media, and setting future goals. Membership is not required to participate, and spaces are limited. The 13th annual Pink Pajama Jam will begin on Saturday, January 13th through Sunday, January 14th, 2018. Participants are encouraged to check in at 1 p.m. The location for the Pink Pajama Jam will take place at Lake Lanier Island Legacy Lounge. The address is 7000 Lanier Islands Parkway, Buford, Georgia, 30518. For more registration details, call 404-545-9051 or visit the website iambeautiful.org. We're always taking it to the streets on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Previously on the Beat Break Show.
We got the homie AJ in the building. AJ, I can see you being in the White House.
I mean, I would love to. Yeah, I didn't want to say myself, but yeah, I would love to go to the White House and sit down.
Let me set the stage out. I'm gonna pretend I'm President Obama and you AJ. All right?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Wait for it. Okay. AJ.
Yeah.
So what does AJ stand for? Apple Jacks? Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It's AXJ, AJ. It's what all my friends and family call me. Go by AJ. So and the X is in there. It's just for leaving my own mark while I'm here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Would you listen to my project, The Light Bulb Moment? Would you take it a listen?
I got my copy right here.
You got your copy?
Yeah, me and Michelle were gonna bump to it.
Please do, and I want you to hit me up and tell me what you like too about that.
Definitely.
The best part of waking up isn't Folgers. It's the Beat Break Morning Show. Start your morning off right with Sean Garvey and the crew on BeatBreakRadioFM.com. When it comes to hip hop,
Don't stop.
R&B, and talk radio, no one does it better than Beat Break 87 FM. The International.
My number one rule is hope for the best, plan for the worst.
The incredible.
I'm in charge.
DJ 360.
All right, and we back. Pro bono, keep your hands high. Crazy joints, still popping to this day. We back here online with Tracey Lee, hip hop, everything in full effect, man. And really, pro bono sounds like another influence from your law experience, man. Pro bono, that whole term kind of bridges your you know what I'm saying, the law, the entertainment, and your, you know what I'm saying, your whole lifestyle, right, in one title, man.
You caught that. Actually, you know what I did was I put something out on Facebook, and when I was writing the rhyme, I was trying to come up with a title. You know what I mean? I don't know what I called it at first, but I all of a sudden it turned into a contest. So I put it out there, and one of it's a cat that I actually befriended a while back. He came with the title. He was like, "Yo, you should call it pro bono." It kind of plays off of the legal thing, and it's really like it's a public service, and that's really what to do something pro bono is like a public service is essentially free of charge. So it's like you're giving the people a public service. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just matched perfectly, and I had to use it, man. I had to use it.
Yeah, and it works, man. It's real catchy. You know what I'm saying? I caught on to it as soon as because I didn't know that you were practicing law until we had a conversation a couple months ago, and it kind of came up. But that works, man. That's cool. So let me ask you this. Now this is probably going to be a little, I won't say redundant, but I asked Cool DJ Red Alert this question. I asked Scorpio and Creole from the Furious Five the same question. If you had to put together a flashback hip hop festival, what artists would you put on the concert, and who would headline?
Ooh, that's wow. Okay, I'm just gonna name the artist, and then I at the end I'll tell you who will headline. But I'm gonna say again, we're gonna go Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. We're gonna go Houdini. We're gonna go Run DMC. We're gonna go LL. We're gonna go Public Enemy. We're gonna go EPMD. We're gonna go Cool G Rap. We're gonna go Big Daddy Kane. We're gonna go KRS-One. We're even gonna go NWA.
Yeah. I want to go to this show.
Let's see. Now, who would headline? Wow, that's tough. That's tough. I don't know, man.
Who's gonna shut this show down?
I don't know, man. That's because you're talking about hits upon hits. Like you know what? It'll probably be Run DMC.
Yeah.
And this is, in a perfect world that Run and D reconcile whatever they reconcile. You know what I'm saying? That we get back to, 1984, 85 when it was popping. Like, yeah, if they because they got the joints to close it down. So yeah, I would say Run DMC.
Okay, that's what's up, man. I would have to have Public Enemy close mine down, you know what I'm saying? And I would.
I know it was hard, man. It was hard.
Because it was hard. Man, I saw them in concert in Atlanta about 2 years ago. They came right before Ice Cube came, so those are two of my favorite. And because I'm from the West Coast, I would have to be I'm gonna be a little biased. I would have to say somebody like, of course, NWA and King T and Ice T would be on the bill as well. Ghetto Boys.
King T is. I forgot about King T. That's You don't understand about King T.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he cold.
Grand Piano? Come
Oh,
on, man.
man.
King T, Ice Street, see, people don't know about that, man.
Yeah, and that was of course the Knucklehead sample that K Solo used as well. That in the
right,
it's crazy. So, but yeah, man.
Right.
And since we're speaking about artists, being from Philly, man, even recently there's been this like a uprising of like this Philadelphia conglomerate, man, with Meek Mill and of course Cassidy and some of the veteran artists like Beanie Siegel and these guys. Have you had a chance to collaborate or talk to these artists and give them maybe some nuggets of good advice or have a chance to inspire anyone one-on-one that's had some type of success in the music business from Philadelphia?
Not like I would like to. What it is though is that I actually did a collaborative song with Beans, Young Chris, and Freeway called Microphone Murder. It was on it was supposed to be on a K Slade mixtape that actually never came out, but they kind of played it on radio in New York. I believe we shot like snippets, or at least I shot my portion of the video, but I don't know what K-Slay actually did with that song. But yeah, I mean, I would love to be able to, sit down with cats and, kind of, build more solidarity, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause just the whole idea of Meek and Cass going at it and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, on one token, as far as being an MC, people say it's good for hip hop and all this other stuff. But at the same time, I like to see my Philly comrades be more together. You know what I'm saying? If you really got a beef like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's something that you talk about behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's good in a sense that they're keeping it on wax and then, there's no gunplay involved. But at the same time, man, we should be able to, as grown men, be able to talk it out. And that leads me to something that I would like to start. Like, I really would like to start a artist mentorship program, so to speak, or become somewhat of a counselor. You know what I'm saying? Like, for cats that's in this business that really don't understand the inner workings of the business and don't understand that, a lot of you cats is being used as pawns. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these cats, you're nothing but a livestock, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You're not making any money, not comparatively to those cats that are not seen that are making the bread. You know what I mean?
Right.
The gatekeepers, so to speak.
Right.
So I definitely would like to, sit down with younger cats trying to get in this game and really like prepare them and school them for this business in this industry and see where their head is and see exactly what they're trying to get out of this game. You know what I mean?
Right. And it seems like you're in a good position for that because of your experience with law and whatnot. So, I mean, it's basically a win-win situation because if they do their research, they'll know that you've had experience in the entertainment business. And then with the law, they put those two together, they should be able to, have some confidence that you can assist them in furthering their careers because nowadays, of course, with the research, with the uprising of internet and all these other medias, social media, for the availability for an artist to actually put an album out there or put a single or ringtone or whatever it is, it's like a million artists out there now who can have access as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection, Fruity Loops and whatever it is, whatever the case is. So a lot of artists now don't really understand what they're getting into. So what would you tell a new rapper or entertainer, whatever, even if he's a DJ or whatever the case is, if they want to get out there, what is one piece of advice from the hip hop perspective, from you as an artist, and then from on the other side, on the legal side, Tracey Lee, what would you say from those two? If you had to split and put many faces on it, you got one face as an artist and one face as a lawyer. What would you tell them in those two situations?
Well, let me put on my lawyer hat first. I would tell them, first of all, start your own company. Start create an LLC, an INC. Start your business. Start your business off properly. You know what I mean? Each state has its own rules and regulations as far as, and their own fees as far as starting your own company. So check with your, local Secretary of State. And you can do that easily online. I would also say to get an accountant that you can trust, not just some arbitrary accountant. In the past we've heard horror stories about accountants stealing people's money. You have to do your research. And in the meantime, in between time, keep track of your own bread. You know what I mean? Don't be so lazy. And I understand that, you need time to create and you need space to create. But in the beginning, man, it's like you got to, put on these hats yourself until you can get somebody in your corner that you can trust. And then as an artist, I would also say that because of the mediums that you have nowadays, that it's very easy to start your own movement, meaning, try to figure out who your audience is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Try to pinpoint who your audience is and direct it square and direct your music solely and squarely to them at first, and they will be your mouthpiece out into the world. I know there's a habit of a lot of us, even myself in the beginning, that we want the fame. We want everybody to know us. We want to be known all over the world and things like that. Well, there are certain things. If you don't have the bread to be able to get yourself out there like that, then you can run into a lot of roadblocks trying to do that. And then you can wind up, compromising certain things that you wouldn't normally compromise just for the fame and not even thinking about, the monetary setback that you can have, by signing with a label, and especially with 360 deals now, where they get a piece of everything, they practically own you. You know what I mean? Unless you've shown some type of record selling power, so to speak, then you can have the ability to go back into the office and renegotiate. But I would say, because of the mediums that we have and the distribution channels that we have, find out who your following is and direct it to them, and then expand it from there. Route your own tour in your own region and then expand it from there. Everybody wants instant gratification, but they don't understand that to really succeed and have staying power in this business is a grind. So be prepared to grind. And the last thing that I would like to say, because like you just said, there's a million people out here that have records and think they can rap. I just want to put it out there, man. Everybody can rap, man. And see, that's the flip side of making it so easy to get your music out there. Now everybody thinks that they can do it. Well, everybody don't have the talent to do it. So that's when you start to look at, okay, if you like the music so much and you love the music so much, so now get into the business side of it. That's where you can go out there and become a lawyer or a manager or things like that. You don't have to get behind the microphone. Everybody doesn't have the talent to do that. I don't want to burst it. And who am I to say, it's all subjective, and who am I to say that you can't do this and you can't do that? But come on, man. You and I both know that we've listened to enough music in our lifetime to understand and know who's dope and who's not.
Right.
So I just want to say that, man. If you really must get behind the mic and you think you got the talent, then by all means go for it. But for the rest of you clowns, you know what I'm saying, is just using this as, I guess, as a place to stash your bread because you've been out in the trap for I don't know how long and all this other stuff. Yo, man, get off the mic. You can't. Everybody can't do this. This ain't for everybody.
Wow. And y'all heard it right here. Words of wisdom, words of reality from Tracey Lee, not only the artist, but also the lawyer. You got anybody who's listening to this interview right now has to rewind what you just heard and listen to it again. The last 2 minutes have damn near been prophetic, damn near been, something that you all need to listen to, because if you have a million quote unquote MCs, maybe a third of them can actually rhyme. So that knocks off, a whole lot of, so your competition becomes to get shorter and smaller. So with that being said, have a plan B, get into the business, know the business, handle your bread right, and make your own moves. So with that being said, Tracey Lee, man, I appreciate you taking the time out your day, man, to sit down with it. It's been a very informative, very exciting, and very necessary interview. Any last words that anybody want to give a shout out to, or how anyone can get in contact with you, follow you on your social media sites and whatnot?
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. First and foremost, I want to give a shout-out to everybody out there that's been a supporter of Trey Lee throughout the years. I want to get a shout-out to my RNF family, my man Pirate, who's actually, you know, part of the Reaps, who's a part of my first project, who's been a part of it since day one. He's helping me out with this new project, man. And give a shout-out to, like I said, the RNF in general. And you can reach me at www.lleftent.com. That's our entertainment company website. Me and my wife started an entertainment company, like I said before, called Left Entertainment, where we deal with all facets of the music. I mean, all facets of entertainment, should I say, from music to publishing books to movies, things of that nature. You could also hit me up at Trey Lee, TRAYLEE on Twitter. You can hit me on Facebook, Tracey Lee. You can hit me on, what am I missing? We got Facebook, we got Twitter. I gave you and the email address is info@leftent.com. So there you have it. That's everything in a nutshell, man.
That's real. We look forward to you coming down to Atlanta, man, and rocking the mic once again, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. I love the A, too, so I can't wait to get down there, brother.
Yeah. So, shout out to Tracey Lee, man, your whole staff, your whole posse, and one love from 360 Entertainment. Peace.
Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Hi, this is Clifford English, your host and producer of The Gospel Train. Join me every Sunday right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. You will be encouraged, you will be equipped, you will be educated, you will be entertained, all while hearing the best in gospel music. Don't miss your connection with The Gospel Train right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
We specialize in creating mobile apps for the entertainment industry. Go to bvmobileapps.com, click Get Started Now, create your account, choose your package, upload your content, and click Submit. BV Mobile Apps. Make it easy. Make it mobile.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other band, but I can't. It's on me. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
He has performed on stage in front of thousands of poetry lovers. He has sold out shows and rocked the crowd with the best poets in the industry. Welcome to the stage, spoken word artist, Patrick Duncan, better known as the Preacher Man.
I am Benjamin P. Montgomery. I invented a boat propeller. I am the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela!
Critically acclaimed spoken word artist, poet, writer, and the creator of Black on Purpose poetry TV series Wordplay. Patrick the Preacher Man Duncan is coming to a venue near you.
Why is the only time we can come together as a nation is when there are acts of insanity, chaos, or devastation.
Stay tuned to Beat Break 87 FM for updates on Patrick Duncan's upcoming arrival to your city. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan to order his latest album, What's Going On. Available online, including CD Baby and iTunes.
I want this high and have no affiliation to a political party. I want this high to be spiritual.
For more info, go to BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
I Am Beautiful proudly presents its 13th annual Pink Pajama Jam. This mother-daughter mentor retreat is designed to transform young girls ages 8 to 18 years old into becoming productive people. The retreat will also help mothers, guardians, and daughters build better relationships with each other through a series of fun activities and discussions, such as the dangers of bullying, the power of social media, and setting future goals. Membership is not required to participate, and spaces are limited. The 13th annual Pink Pajama Jam will begin on Saturday, January 13th through Sunday, January 14th, 2018. Participants are encouraged to check in at 1 p.m. The location for the Pink Pajama Jam will take place at Lake Lanier Island Legacy Lounge. The address is 7000 Lanier Islands Parkway, Buford, Georgia, 30518. For more registration details, call 404-5 545-9051 or visit the website IamBeautiful.org. We're always taking it to the streets on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Previously on the Beat Break Show.
We got the homie AJ in the building. AJ, I can see you being in the White House.
I mean, I would love to. Yeah, I didn't want to say myself, but yeah, I would love to go to the White House and sit down.
Let me set the stage out. I'm gonna pretend I'm President Obama and you AJ. All right?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Wait for it. Okay. So AJ.
Yeah.
So what does AJ stand for? Apple Jacks? Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It's AXJ, AJ. It's what all my friends and family call me. Go by AJ. So and the X is in there. It's just for leaving my own mark while I'm here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Would you listen to my project, The Lightbulb Moment? Would you take it a listen?
I got my copy right here.
You got your copy?
Yeah, me and Michelle were gonna bump to it.
Please do, and I want you to hit me up and tell me what you like too. About that.
Definitely.
The best part of waking up isn't Folgers. It's the Beat Break Morning Show. Start your morning off right with Sean Garvey and the crew on BeatBreakRadioFM.com. When it comes to hip hop,
Don't stop.
R&B, and talk radio, no one does it better than Beat Break 87 FM.